What's up, everybody? It's Josh. I'm back for week 2, January the 15th, this Sunday. I hope y'all have had a good week this past week. As we move into this next week, I've got another message for y'all. I'll run my intro and we'll get right back to it. What's up, everybody? I'm back. I hope y'all had a good week last week. I hope y'all are going to have a good week as we move into this next week, January the 15th, this Sunday. Come back with another message for y'all. And this week's message is going to be about the different seasons of life. So I hope that this speaks to y'all. I hope that this makes a difference for y'all as we're moving into this new season of life in 2023. 15 days in, and we got the rest of the year to go. So let's make it the best year we've had. The scripture I want to focus on today is Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. It says this. This is in the New Living Translation. It says, "For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven." Another translation, the ESV says, "For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven." And this is something that I want to talk about because I've talked to some of my friends about it lately. I've talked to some family members about it, and it's something that's showed up in my life. I've got different family members moving through different times of life as I'm coming into college. One of my cousins, he's on his way out of college. My little sister is a freshman in high school, and so she's just getting into the season of life that I just came out of. And sometimes I feel like we get bogged down with certain seasons of our life because certain seasons of our life bring pain, certain seasons of our life bring sadness, certain seasons of our life bring death. Sometimes things seem to just be stuck in this one place and things won't seem to move. And we have to realize as God's people, as it says here in Ecclesiastes 3:1, for everything there is a season and there's a time for every activity under heaven. In the King James Version, it says there's a time to every purpose under the heaven. Each season in your life comes with a certain purpose. Some stuff is inflicted by us and some stuff God allows us to go through. Sometimes God puts us in a certain situation or God allows us to experience some turmoil or some strife or some certain things so that when we get to the next season of life, we're able to handle it because of what we've already been at. So each season of life is an opportunity to steward that situation and to master where you're at right now so that when you get to the next season, it's easy. It's just like I played football, and if anybody's played sports, you've probably heard the expression where your coach says, go all out now, practice hard now, because when it gets to game time, it'll be easy. You won't be tired like you were in practice when you were running conditioning or when you were doing whatever it was the coach was having you do. And it's the same thing in life. We go through certain seasons and we may have lost our job. We may have lost family members. School might be a struggle. We may have failed a class. Their relationship might not have worked out. We might have been in the job and some stuff happened and we had to leave because we could no longer be peaceful in that environment. We may have had to step away some former relationships and some former friendships because those things didn't line up with where we wanted to go in life. And those seasons tend to make us feel like God's left us. They tend to make us feel like we can't continue to go on. And I just want to encourage you all to say that there are different seasons in life, and each of those seasons come with a purpose. Sometimes you're in a season where I preached a message back in August of 2022, and I broke it down like this. There are 4 different seasons that make up a year, and I feel like it's the same thing in our life. We have to look at the seasons that we go through in life as those 4 seasons that make up a year. We all want that harvest in a fall season, but we misunderstand and we forget that there's 3 other seasons that make up a year, and 2 of those seasons are seasons of pain. The winter it's cold, there's not very many nutrients, and bears and different animals go into hibernation because it's too cold and you can't survive it if you're out in the elements. And sometimes God will allow us to go through a winter season, or we'll even put ourselves in a winter season because of something that we did or a relationship we're in. And that winter season stuff starts to die, and there's a struggle in our life and we feel like all hope is lost. But when we get out of that winter season, we go into the spring, and it's March, it's April, and things are growing and our gift is multiplying, and maybe our finances are multiplying, friendships are doing well, relationships are doing well, the job, you got a promotion. There's growth in this season, and it's a season where you're happy and you're uplifted because stuff is going your way. But right after we get out of that season of growth, we go into a refiner's fire. We go into a season where it's hot. It's a contrast from the other season of pain and the other season of struggle, which was the winter. We go into the summer, and it's a season of struggle. It's a season of pain because things just keep happening, and it seems like nothing's going your way. It's not like the winter where it's okay, I'm cold and I'm nothing's really going on, so it's just where it feels dead. In the summer, things were just happening and things were just working out in my favor, and now everything seems to be dying and everything seems to be going astray just because of how hot things are, and just because of the turmoil and the pain and the stress, the strife, the relational issues, whatever it is that's going on in that summer season. And too many times we get caught up and we get focused on that summer season, and when we do that, it causes us to forget what's coming next, which is that fall season that we all desire, that season where we have a harvest and where we see the fruit of our labor, and where the works that we've done, and the people that we poured into, and the relationships that we've been a part of, and the job that we've been a part of for however many years, that all starts to come to fruition. Our dreams start to come to fruition and things start to work out in that fall season. Everybody can see, okay, you've been working, you haven't just been sitting in the same spot, even though it looks like it, there's been growth there. But because of the other seasons of life, it causes us to forget that we're going to get to that season eventually, but it takes 3 others to get to the one that we focus on. And too many times as believers, I feel like we focus on that one season and we forget about the rest of them. And if we forget about the rest of them, we'll get too caught up in those and never get to the actual fall season where there is produce, where there is the fruit of our labor coming to fruition, and we can actually harvest what it is that God has been working on in our hearts and in our lives for however long it's been. And I just want to speak to anybody who is in any of those seasons, specifically summer or a winter season, where it seems like nothing is working out and nobody's there for you, and it's a struggle and it just hurts and you don't know what to do. I just want to speak to that person specifically and just say that, stick through it, be like Job, wait on your change to come, because once you make it out of that season that you want, that season where things are going to start to work out, it will come, it will show up, but you have to make it through these seasons first. You have to get through this situation first and rely on God as you're trying to get to that situation. Like 3 Hebrew boys said, they were thrown in the furnace, and they had the mentality of, our God can save us and our God can do this work, but even if he doesn't, I'm still going to serve him and I'm still going to believe in him. And it's the same thing. You may be in that summer season where it's hot and it seems like nothing is working out and seems like going through hell and high water, but I just want you to realize that you need to have that same mentality, and you can have that same mentality regardless of how crazy or how outlandish it may seem, specifically in today's world. You can still have the mentality of, God will bring me through this, and even if he doesn't, I'm still thankful, I'm still grateful, and I still believe in him. And I promise you, one way or another, how long it takes or how short it is of a situation, eventually you're going to come out of that situation. So today wasn't a long day. I just had that specific message about, seasons of life, and it's something that we all experience, and I hope it touched you. I hope it made a difference for you. And this is this week. I've got another message coming next Sunday. I hope that you all have a great week this week, and I hope that something that I said today sticks with you, it resonates with you. Y'all have a great week. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next time.
Hey guys, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Megan, and Josh's topic for this week is seasons of life. So we definitely wanted to give you guys some of our opinions and input on how we think God has worked in different seasons of our lives.
All right, so I think that depending on the person you are, it's either easier to trust in God when you're going through the most challenging part of your life, or the best part of your life, or like rejoicing in your happiness. But I think the most challenging thing is rejoicing in him when we're going through trials.
I think when I'm going through a season of life where it's not the easiest, I automatically think of Romans 5:3-5. When we were in Sunday school when we were younger, we read this and it's just stuck with me. So I'm going to read it. I'm reading from King James. It says, "And not only so, but we glory in our tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given unto us." So I just automatically think rejoice in your tribulation, but it's
hard. How can we trust
how do you
God
consider
when
it joy?
something is
Like,
going so wrong.
But you just gotta know that in every season of life, good or bad, God is the same God, and He never changes. He never fails.
Facts. All right, so I have a verse as well. It's Lamentations 3:22-23. It says, "It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because His compassions fail not. They are new every morning, and great is thy faithfulness." So really, God doesn't promise a life full of happiness. I mean, like, He says that we're going to go through trials. It's just how we react to them. We just have to make sure we are putting our full faith towards Him every day, because we never know what's going to happen next.
God is in control.
Like, yeah.
And that's, like, also another, like, big thing as I go through different seasons of life. Like, it's life. Like, things are going to change. God is always going to be in control. You just got to trust in Him.
Yeah, it's easy to forget the love that He has for us. But as you keep on praying and, like, going through life, you realize that He really is here for you. Like, He has a plan for you.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't necessarily mean happiness all the time.
His love never fails.
Right, never. But
awkward silence.
All right. Anything else?
I think just the biggest, like, takeaway is to rejoice in your tribulations. Just know that God is going to be the same God throughout it all, and trust Him in any season of life.
It's guaranteed that you're going to go through something in your life. You just have to trust Him. I promise everything will be okay in the end.
Keep praying. I hope that gave you guys some type of encouragement. We've
never done this before.
Yeah, we're not experts at this, but we're trying.
We're growing. We're trying to grow. So this is our start right here.
Okay.